See, I just thought of something.
Nothing
That ties us together, right?
Right.
Individually and as a group, right?
What?
You're Clifford A. Barnes III.
Uh-huh.
I'm David H. Dudley III.
Uh-huh.
I'm David H. Dudley III. He's Gary Green. GG, DD. Isn't that? Get it?
Wow.
So do you buy your weed from a store or from like a person's pocket?
You sure went a long ways
Did
with
you
that.
just get a nut?
Hey, good morning, good evening, good night.
No matter where you are. Good
Welcome
afternoon.
back to another episode of Old Black Men Conversation. I'm one of your co-hosts, David Harold Dudley III, aka Sonny.
He's got
He's
a bunch of names.
Gary Green, retired,
Bunch of names.
modern day street philosopher.
The real Cliff Barnes.
which means he's not the one from the Dallas TV series. He's the real guy. That's some
or he's
fake.
not the University of Washington tugboat,
No.
There's the University of Washington tugboat.
Cliff A. Barnes.
Clifford A. Barnes. There's a tugboat and a barge. As a matter of fact, they went by in a movie.
What did he stand for?
I don't know what his stands for,
But you're Clifford A. Barnes.
but the third.
I don't know the tugboat's father.
Hey, you know that's interesting.
he was-
I was trying to think of the joke. I was trying to think of it.
know.
I was like a boat, a dad.
Just trying to hold it straight.
I just started something.
He was an oceanography professor at the University of Washington.
Okay, I can dig it. Was he related to the guy on TV?
Which guy is that on TV?
On Dallas.
That was not a real guy. That was a character. I'm the real Cliff Barnes.
Oh.
That was Hollywood.
And then sometimes known as regular man. But anyway,
Yes, I'm regular.
Is that like I'm Mighty Mouse? I'll kick your ass.
I'm regular man. This looks like a job for a regular man.
Yes.
See, I just thought of something.
Nothing
that,
special
that,
required.
that ties us together, right?
Right.
Individually and as a group, right?
What?
You're Clifford A. Barnes III.
Uh-huh.
I'm David H. Dudley III.
Uh-huh.
I'm David H. Dudley III. He's Gary Green. GG, DD. Isn't that? Get it?
Wow.
So do you buy your weed from a store or from like a person's pocket?
You sure went a long ways
Did
with
you
that.
just get a nut?
What's this? Didn't New Birth do a song called
Got
Got to Get a Nut?
Yes.
They did
The
on the
blue
album
butt.
with the black eggs on it.
Huh.
Yeah.
You remember that?
I remember lots of things. How about you?
I remember a few things, but I tend to forget more recent things than I remember more older things. The older I get-
Isn't that weird? I had that same problem.
Well, you know what's weird? I've learned to accept it, and that's pissing me off.
I just let it, I just had to roll with it because
I know, but see, people
Yeah.
associate that with, oh, you're getting old, so that's normal. It's like, that ain't normal to me, because
Well-
I've never been old before. So how do I know it's normal?
that's true. But you've seen a lot of old people before.
Yeah? Ooh, did I
Yeah.
point?
Yeah. I'm sure you did point.
So, what year did you graduate high school?
6'9",
Swap something up.
bam,
Bam, where's that at?
Quakerville.
Quakerville. Pennsylvania?
Rainier Valley.
Off Rainier Valley.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
Franklin.
here.
Yeah.
See, because the way you answered, I automatically thought of Pennsylvania, Quakerville, Pennsylvania, Quaker Oats,
I don't
Pennsylvania.
understand where you're going. I'm sorry, I'm gonna interject. I don't understand where you're going. You went to school with this nigga.
Okay, the director said tie it in, tie it in,
I'll
tie
tell you
it in.
like-
Make this joke work, please.
What had happened was what?
Hey, I guess this won't be on track 3. This bit won't be on track.
We were
Yeah.
there for a year and then he got there.
Yeah.
So it was that same school. You don't remember? Maybe he's not remembering way
Well,
back.
see, that's part
All
of
right,
the
what just
problem.
happened?
That's one of the things that happens when you get old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But some of it's not your fault because you guys laugh. There are multiverses, and you may have just jumped through a multiverse.
Could
So
have been somewhere else.
in your home universe, you don't remember me because you went to Cleveland.
I remember you.
Maybe this version of you does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I get it.
Which version?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Okay, wait. I got a question, Garrett. So, talking about this dimension switching and different versions of you,
Multiverse.
how would one go about? What does a switching dimension look like? That's literally something I always wondered. Like somebody's like, "Oh, I stepped through another dimension,"
Oh,
like a porthole. But if you're sitting there and nobody moved, yet you still move dimensions,
the dimensions are.
is it like a psychological?
The dimensions are in constant
right
flux.
there, right, and you can be right here in this dimension,
Right.
right here in this dimension, not be the same,
And
but
not
then
be-
you merge
that's right.
in one dimension.
True. But I want to know how the merge happens.
Well, I don't think we know that because
Not well.
human beings are very limited. Human beings only think in 3 dimensions. When you see a cat standing in the corner wagging its tail, looking up at something you can't see, we say that's a stupid cat. The cat
Right, he's
has
seeing shit.
another something we can't see.
And there's and the other dimension is you're right next to something in another dimension and you
can't see
don't know
it.
it's there.
There are some things, Mr.
The
Director.
weird thing is I'm taller in another dimension.
Yes, you
That's
are.
what's
I've looked
crazy.
up to you for a lot of
That
years.
is crazy. That's how I know which dimension I'm in.
Yes.
He's like, "Oh shit,
This has
I'm in the wrong place."
We're looking down. Oh shit! It's further to the ground. Fuck.
Dr. John had a song about that.
I'm sure he did.
When
I
you're
was in the
looking
right
for something-
place, but in the wrong time.
And you can't find it?
Find
Well,
what-
you just put it down.
yeah,
Yeah. It goes
You
into a
turn around.
vortex.
You come back,
it is not there.
you can't find it.
Yeah.
It goes into
You've jumped through a dimension. You don't know.
Or you imagined you had something in your
no.
hand and put
No.
it down.
Oh man.
This really happened.
Yeah.
We were in the kitchen at my house. And
The house you're at now.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the one. That was and
Ergo, my house.
so anyway, somebody asked for a cigarette. And so dude pulled out the cigarette and threw it across the room. It disappeared. It didn't land on her. It didn't land. Nobody, we couldn't find it. 3 days later, the frickin' cigarette was laying right on the counter, right past where, how did that get there? What the hell happened to it in the first place? But I mean, that was just like, say, from me to the fireplace. He just took the cigarette like this and just flipped it in the air.
Filipino.
I'm not dealing with political
Thank you.
correctness at the moment.
You've been doing this. How old am I? 36. You've been
Oh,
doing
God.
this for 36 years.
No,
as far
we've
as I
been
know.
doing it for 56 years.
At least.
20 years before you was born, or 20, 30 before
Like,
you
you
was
realize every time you say that, you was the only one in the room thinking of a racial slur?
Of course. I am so shocked.
Shocked and appalled.
I mean, but no, things happen. You have vortexes in your house and different dimensions. It's so weird. Can't explain it, but it happens.
Have you guys ever felt like you woke up in a different dimension? Like, you, as your conscious as you know it, woke up and looked around and be like, something's off. Like, this ain't really... And then it was normal again at some point.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what humans do though? They blame that on a dream.
You know what?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people will, and I must have been half asleep, and then everything clears up. You could have been coming out of that other dimension and then woke up too early.
With that,
Yeah.
check
And then
this-
we said,
check
oh,
this
I
out.
was dreaming, but you might have just been dimension hopping.
Your brain needs to think you were dreaming.
Okay, check this real incident out. We're living on 26th and King. CJ and Megan, they're probably in maybe 6th through 8th grade, something like that. They weren't real old, but they were, teens.
They were old enough to remember
Now,
what you're about to talk
I
about.
have been going through all of these drills about earthquakes and whatnot, because the big one's coming, right? So I'm sitting there in the living room, and I think they're there too. They're around, and all of a sudden, the motherfucking house started to motherfucking shake, rattle, and roll. I looked at them. I stood up and went and stood under the doorway.
Like what they used to
What?
tell us.
Yeah.
Oh, so you didn't save the kids. You just saved
No,
yourself.
they were.
Oh, did they go in the doorway too?
Hold that.
Even though that ain't the safest place to be,
It
right.
stops, right?
Uh-huh.
So I get the phone and I call next door to my father-in-law
Oh,
to
okay.
check on him because of the motherfucking earthquake.
Did you feel
right?
that? Anybody else feel that?
You know what the hell I was talking about. Then I was like, okay. I called Clifford and asked him the same thing. And he's like, we're fine over here. I don't know what y'all doing here.
That must have been a centralized quake.
Yeah, well,
So
you know
it's
what?
right here.
I think we were in another dimension.
No,
because
see,
that happened, Jack.
I was gonna let you finish the story.
Uh-huh.
We were not in another dimension. We had ghosts, nigga.
Oh,
There, the devil was there.
Oh,
he
that's
was having a
right.
party.
Yeah.
I remember
Were
that.
you playing with the Ouija board?
Oh, we don't play. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, we did that. Oh.
Oh my gosh, I did it once and I was like, nah, I'm
Wasn't
good.
that me and you that left the seance?
Yeah, boy, it was some
Remember?
weird stuff.
Remember when
When dude got shot over in the CD.
Ward, and they set him up, he was shot. Larry Ward.
yeah.
And
and
so,
so
the
we decided at a party we was gonna conjure him up and see what actually happened.
oh wait, let me interject. I don't play that shit. So, no, y'all decided, let's have a seance, because there was a Ouija board there. And I said, okay, I'll be over here. And so then this one girl said, oh, well, it's about time for me to go home. You need a ride? And me and her left, and just as we was leaving, he goes, yep, I'm going too. And we left. When we came back, after dropping her off, we came back, they was all sitting around and they were all like
Weirded out.
just weirded out. And they said, yeah, we had the Ouija board, and then Jesse was
Jesse.
crying for no reason, and they felt the spirits in the room, and I said, well, might be time for us to leave again. I'm sorry, I'm from New Orleans, and they got voodoo and stuff, and I done seen things that cannot be explained. I don't play that paranormal shit.
Maybe we need to change the subject because I'd be embarrassed to admit I had to sleep with the light on after this. I am messing with the
I always
other
sleep.
dimensions.
I usually
I
have the light
can't
on
hear you.
anyway. No, I usually have the light on anyway because I fall asleep watching TV. So
I ain't messing with the
but
spirits.
yeah, I don't.
Well, you know,
I don't mess with
real
spirits.
story.
Mm-mm.
Real story. The reason I don't mess with him. My dad had an older brother, Elbert. And Elbert was drowned, bit by snakes at age 14 and died.
Mhm.
Now me, my sister Gail, my cousin Bobby, my cousin Sharon, and our mothers all lived in the house of my grandparents. There was a red rocking chair about this big. Swear, every day, 4:30, that chair would sit there, the dang door would open, don't see nobody, but soon that chair was going back and forth.
Hey,
yeah.
And my grandmother said don't worry about it, it's just Elbert.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that went on for a couple of years, man.
Dude,
I mean,
dude.
for real.
We used
She
to,
knew what she was talking about.
we used to be sitting in a house in New Orleans before we my mom, my grandma, my great granddad, and my two uncles and myself lived in that house. And they in the South, I know probably here too, but in the South they're really prevalent. They call them shotgun houses, where you can stand in the front door and look straight through the house, and all the rooms are off to one side. So you go from room to room, but the rooms are over here. So everybody would be sitting in the kitchen. 4, 5, 6 different times people was, they would always see a white hat. Because you could look in there, you'd be sitting here, you could look out the window at there, and there was a walkway along the side of the house. And they would see this white hat. There was a guy that used to be like a handyman, they called him Mr. Jeff. So he would never come in the front door, he would always walk along the side and come in that back door. So they would always see this white hat. The first time they saw it was a white hat, and everybody said, oh, that's Mr. Jeff. Mr. Jeff never showed up. Then they seen it again, and another person, and it was just a white hat that would just float by the window.
I'm about to say, was just floating by?
Just floating by the window, and like I said, they always thought it was him because he would wear he had like a gray fedora, and he would always walk past that window and come in the back door because he knew that's where we all were. And so this year, and probably half a dozen of my relatives have seen it. I personally never seen it because I don't play that.
I don't want to see it.
I didn't want to see it, but and so it's like that paranormal stuff. That is stay over there. I'll stay over here in the normal. Y'all go. You want to go over there and examine the para in there? I said, It's just like that show with them brothers. Ghost Chasers, they be chasing the ghost. No, have you seen that?
I don't
There's
watch
two brothers that do. You've seen the paranormal Ghost Chasers, or this one.
I know
has two
about
brothers.
shows that do that. I don't watch them because I've seen my share of ghosts.
No, but I'm just saying, it's like very rare. That's what made it so interesting because most black people are not into the paranormal, except some people that I know, a few folks. Oh, I'm watching this all the time. My daughter, as a matter of fact, watches all that paranormal shit.
Nah.
I ain't there.
So when you said two brothers, you meant brothers or
Actually, I was with you.
brothers?
You meant blacks.
I meant two black people
Okay.
that I think are
brothers.
related.
Oh, okay.
So they're brothers and they're brothers.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But
If it's just two white brothers, I'm sure they're all related.
I'm not sure if they are blood brothers, but they are both black, and they are both interested in the paranormal.
Mhm.
And I watched a few minutes of them, and then I watched ESPN, anything, because I don't play that.
I don't even. I go with.
But I know it's called. Is it Ghost Brothers? It's on the guide, and then now there's because it was gone. I guess they had stopped it, but now this is coming back. Oh, premiering this fall. I said, well, it'll premiere without my attention.
Do they ever
Yeah.
talk about why they think that's a good idea? Who
I
are they
don't.
trying to get in touch with?
I don't watch the show. I
Do
just
you know somebody who knows somebody?
My
Wait,
daughter
wait,
might
We're doing
know.
a bit here. Make some.
My daughter might know, but
Speaking
no.
of which, y'all know, I swear I seen this morning when I couldn't sleep.
Oh,
Turned on my
Lord.
phone, was going through the news feed, and seen where your boy Bobby Brown went to a psychic, and he's been in touch with Whitney and Bobby Christina.
Okay.
I believe him. If he believes him,
No, but the whole thing is that
people do go to psychics trying to.
to try to
Unravel
contact relatives from the beyond. That's been going on for centuries.
But that ain't like take
But
you're an
I
amateur
don't
with a
believe
Ouija
it.
board.
no.
Right. I just had this image
You're
of him
absolutely-
that he was getting better. Right. He's cool. Right. He did.
But better at Cool What because the man also said that he had sex with a ghost.
Yeah, see? That
And
kind of
he
stuff.
sincerely, he really was like, this happened.
And
And the thing about it is, it's weird to us, yes. I mean, it's weird in general, but who's to say it didn't? I don't know what they call it, but I remember I was half sleeping. I remember I wanted to wake up, and then, that kind of sleep paralysis thing. First of all, this is literally what I felt. I felt like 2 fingers holding my eyes shut, and I was like, hold on, bruh. And then I remember I was able to roll over, so then I was on my stomach, and I had the blanket on me, and then all of a sudden the blanket was off me. Cause I remember my legs got really cold. And then I remember the back half of my body, I'm talking waist down, my legs went up in the air, but I'm on my stomach. First of all, nobody lays like that. That's not a natural thing. But I remember that happening, and then I remember thinking, open your eyes, and then I like slammed my eyes open and my legs all of a sudden slammed down. And I looked, and I was like, I don't like it. I don't like it like that.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I've definitely had contact with that. That's not the only time I've actually literally felt, something. So Bobby Brown, yes, he's done his share of drugs. And we like to equate people that do drugs to crazy whenever they say something crazy that happens. But those of us that don't do hard drugs and had crazy stuff happen can't really discount it. So I don't really discount
You can't.
Whatever you
can't
believe
discount-
happened,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
You can't
Whatever you
discount the human experience if it
No.
wasn't your
No,
experience.
as a philosopher,
I just
no,
say,
go with it.
okay. If
But
if you
the
say it
touching me
happened,
is a little bit much, though.
Hey,
Especially following the Bobby Brown story.
Yeah, I'm just saying that it's
no, but the thing is,
weird.
but the thing is, he wouldn't say that if he didn't believe that on some level.
I understand that. I
And
understand
the
that.
thing is, I don't believe that I would like to have any kind of relations, screwing or boxing or anything else with a ghost. If you're a ghost, you go ghost over there. I'm dealing with, like people that are still alive, because if I see somebody that I knew was dead, wandering around in the population, I would have a little trepidation about that. I'd be like,
And
what
Bobby
did
Brown,
what did somebody slip into my Cheerios?
for
'Cause,
years, yeah.
I'm not, that person's not supposed to be here.
yeah.
But there's some people that go chasing that. If you
Well-
hear make a noise and it's a ooh,
Yeah, that shit,
oh,
like, if you're here
hell
giving
no.
us a sign and something happens, I'm
And
like,
then they
what are you
slap.
doing?
No.
Just
And,
leave.
and the thing is, theoretically, ghosts and that other dimension is around us all the time. That's one theory.
They haven't crossed over yet.
Well, that's what they said. The people that paranormal
Yeah.
chasers, that's what they're looking for. They say, and they got these places. Oh, this is the most haunted place in America. And well, why are you going there? Thanks for the information. I'm going way the hell over here to the West Coast.
There was a story a couple years ago. This lady, this is a true story. This lady married a ghost. The ghost of, I can't remember it was a pirate. I can't remember his name,
Blackbeard.
but apparently he was the pirate that inspired the character Jack Sparrow.
Oh, okay.
But this lady, she came in contact with a ghost that told her he was this pirate or whatever, and they started sleeping together apparently, according to her. And they got married. They got somebody.
Did she get pregnant?
Did she get pregnant? Well, but they got somebody who's up with all the exorcism stuff to marry them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then apparently, after a couple months, she started getting really sick, and she wanted to divorce the ghost. And the ghost told her, "You can never leave me," so they had to get an exorcism.
Oh, yeah.
As a divorce.
So that they make the ghost leave, so she couldn't leave.
I guess.
Uh-huh.
My question is, this is supposed to be a Caribbean pirate. Are ghosts, do they gotta stay where they from? Where they at?
Well, that's what they do. They're
A lot
wherever.
of times they do, but
Because I'm just saying, what if she went and, I don't know the details, what if she visited the Caribbean, had this whole story, but then she go back to Iowa Is the ghost coming, or is the ghost relegated to?
Stay where they. Most of them seem to stay where they are, according to all these
Well,
ghost people.
can she cook? Because if she can't cook, the ghost might say, I'll find another one. just
What do
fine."
ghosts eat? Blueberries.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome.
Well,
What do ghosts eat if
What
he
they
could?
eat, they don't-
Blueberries?
oh, boo! I thought you said brew.
Well, they might drink.
They might brew some coffee.
So, shadow people, are they real?
Shadow people.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can't get rid of them.
But I'm
But
saying,
What are shadow people like?
when they're right here in your peripheral vision.
Ah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Hey, sometimes they don't move. I've seen the videos. Oh, they weren't peripheral. They was the people in the mirror.
Uh-huh.
Where the person moved and the other person just like stayed. Like,
That's
hey.
that new exercise thing. I'm like, no, there again. I don't want nobody in the mirror but me.
We got it all mixed up. The people in the mirror are real. We are the people in the
With a
mirror.
reflection. I could see that.
That's right. I said it.
I could see that. You
So
know?
I have a question. Where do you always find anything you're looking for?
In my pocket.
The last place you
The
look.
last place you look.
Wait.
So why don't we look there first?
Because
See,
the
at the
last,
time.
the last place you look, once you find it, why look for it anymore?
Exactly. Look
So
how much time
if you
you
start
use.
at the last place you was gonna look,
Yeah.
theoretically, like you say, you would save time.
Then I wouldn't pace my living room, kitchen, garage for half an hour.
But
True.
you find what you're looking for at the last place you look, but the last place you look was the last place on the list of things. Oh, so you're saying why don't we start at the last first and
Right.
then go?
But the whole thing is, you don't know.
Yeah.
If you're looking for
That's
something, you're not going to necessarily know what order you're going to look. You know, now you might say, I'm going to look in the dining room first, I'm going to look in the kitchen next, and I'm going to look in the garage.
Yeah.
And then when you find it, you're like, damn, why did I start the garage?
And then
I
you
should've
say,
saved so
I
much
could've
time.
said, you know, but yeah, it's always
Are
the
you
beginning.
making coffee?
Boiling goldfish?
This what?
Boiling goldfish.
Damn it, they got me. Dishwasher.
Oh, yeah. Hey, isn't that?
You know, it kind of sounds kind of cool, like these relaxation tapes I listen to to help me sleep.
You use tapes to help you like sleep?
We use that, or not tape, but YouTube,
Yeah.
whatever, you know.
Oh, yeah?
Sleep music.
A lot of times
Yes.
you can put it
I
on
used to smoke 12 joints a day.
on cable.
12
They
joints
got
at 2
a
o'clock in the
music
morning.
Yep.
Not anymore.
channels,
Yeah,
all different
I
genres.
can't do it.
What are you doing?
Yeah, that's
Smoke 12 joints a day.
no, at 2 o'clock in the morning when I can't sleep.
You do that?
Yeah.
Well,
Cause
that's
then I-
You running with Snoop Dogg or something?
Because then I go to sleep about
I
4
don't know
o'clock.
if
I wake
nobody
up at
else
7.
can do that much smoke.
wake up at 7.
Yeah.
We do at this house. If you guys
Well, I only smoke at
see,
night.
we go.
Oh.
Hey, please.
Why is that?
Because the daytime is too hot. Hello?
Too hot to what? Smoke?
To smoke?
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
Why-
because you put
Why?
in,
Why you?
because you're bringing the heat.
Why don't you just stay in the air conditioned part of the house and fire up?
Because here it blows.
I don't, yo, your logic is flawed, father.
Then he helloed me. He helloed me. Hello?
No.
When it's
It's
hot,
too high.
when it's hot and miserable, sometimes being high is the only way I can make it through.
Hey.
That's not true, but I like it.
Yeah.
I know. What's the thing is, I don't even make the excuses. They go, why you smoke? Because I like to smoke.
Naked.
Okay, I didn't hear anything you said except for naked, and I don't like that. So start over.
What? Wait, what?
That will not be track 7.
What? What's
I was just saying that when it gets really, really hot, the best thing, what I like to do is take all my clothes off, turn the air conditioning on, and walk around butt naked. Because then everything is cool.
He's
Well,
channeling
you're
Howard
not.
Hughes.
You're probably not alone in that.
Yeah, that's not.
I'm sure there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that do that. The hotter it gets, the less clothes you need.
I don't do it because we got a dog that runs around.
Oh
so.
yeah. Ow.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Ow. Ow. Oh.
Well,
no.
I just make sure I do it when the dog's not at home that way, you know.
I make sure of that by not having a dog.
There you go.
I can't say no.
No, I'm not.
I don't know.
We don't.
For
We
those
don't.
of us that
We
have
don't need
options.
you to comment on that particular subject. I'm just talking about me, and apparently
two
him.
dogs and a cat.
I don't have pets because I raise children.
One time it was three
Yeah.
dogs and a cat. Man, it was crazy.
I don't
I
have
thought
no
about getting a
pets.
puppy.
But they turned the dogs.
They turn the dogs in.
What do they start out as?
Zygotes.
A tiny
But
dog.
I agree, because if I could get a puppy and it stay that size forever, then that's one thing. But they always grow into
No,
something.
they got
They're
those.
always
Yeah, but the ones that are naturally small like that, I'm like, oh, I don't want no naturally small midget dog.
They're
Ain't nobody.
miniatures. I don't know, but I don't have any pets. I have no trouble taking care of my old ass. So
Yeah, I don't need to train anything.
I don't need nope, and I
Where to
don't.
go to the bathroom.
I don't
and
need
all
to
that
walk
kind
it
of
twice a day. I don't need to take it to the vet. I don't need to buy insurance for it. I have enough trouble paying for insurance on my car.
stuff. I have plans.
Once the children got old enough to are self-supporting,
Yeah.
done.
Plants already come potty trained. So,
Plants, that's true. That's true. Every now and then I have to clean up after the plant because sometimes a leaf will fall off. That's about it. But they're not going, you know.
You looking
I
for
gotta
a
go
dog?
out, scratching on the damn screen door.
Huh?
Have one.
Said, don't nobody want to know.
No,
Matter of fact, that mother so old. Sometimes he be walking and shit just fall out.
Oh, that's nasty.
hell, that sounds like you. I remember back in the day, we'd just be walking, he'd just pass the fuck out. Or sometimes we'd be sitting.
But he said shit just falls out.
Well, I don't know about shit falling
No,
out.
I'm
I'm talking
just-
about him falling
The
out.
brother's going by what the brother said.
Oh,
man.
well, yeah. Well, of course, apparently the dog just has it's incontinent.
I know, but
That's why you got to
that's
put
why I don't
doggy
need a dog.
diapers
Follow
on
a
and
dog
stuff.
around in my own house with the glove
I know.
because shit's just falling out his ass.
That's another thing. That's another thing.
Don't happen all the time. But
Picking up
it does happen.
picking up fresh feces. That's not my idea of a good time.
Okay, so I have a question.
Okay.
How did dogs make it in the old days? Here's where I'm going with that. In the old days, we had a dog. The dog followed us home. Now we got a new dog, right?
Right.
The dog would get hit by the car. The dog whatever we gave him to eat, he would eat it. Never had to take him to a vet. In the old days,
Right.
vets were people out in the country. that had
You
horses.
didn't need insurance for them back in
How
the
did
day.
dogs make it?
How did
in the old days?
dogs was around like people a long time.
So it was black people.
But when we was kids, like you said, I don't remember anybody ever buying a dog in the days.
Or taking one to the
They
vet.
would have them.
No, I
well,
think
they take it to the vet like if like it get run over or something and it's still alive. Well, you take it to the vet. But I mean,
it's just like
they would
people.
they would
I
show
think
up.
with the way people lived and did things back in the day,
Yeah.
seemed so much simpler. And just do it. You don't have to make a big fuss about it. Now everybody got so sensitive and uppity about shit. Now, well, we have to make sure we do every step. We got to
Yeah.
make sure we do all these things. So you think about an animal. We don't need to take it to the vet. He's still walking.
No,
He's breathing.
yeah.
He's fine. Well, now, they got a splinter. To the vet. Call the ambulance.
And the thing
Yeah,
is,
pet insurance.
yeah, you got and the thing is, you have to have insurance to pay the vet, because that comes out of pocket. And vets are not cheap.
I know. My sister had
They're
pet
doctors.
insurance.
Yeah, you gotta
And
have.
her dog got sick, and I said, no, don't take him to the vet. Take him to your doctor because it's cheap.
Yeah, exactly. Because but dogs, I swear, and it was like shots and everything.
Give me that back, Cliff.
I didn't have no lighter. That's what I've been looking around and had no freaking lighter. But no, like apparently they weren't. Maybe dogs were tougher then. They didn't
That's what
get,
I'm
you know. Maybe dogs grew soft. That's the problem.
Yeah, they were just
The
soft
dogs grew
dogs.
soft. They back in them days, you know, that we didn't do all that.
dog with
You know?
a sweater, you would get laughed out the neighborhood.
Oh,
your neighbors
man.
would help you move if you put a sweater
A
on your
sweater
dog.
on a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But times are different now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we had a dog in Moses Lake. My dad sold the dog. It was half German Shepherd, half Collie, right? With the color of the Collie, but
They
looked like
do
a
want
German
it, yes.
Shepherd. And we moved to Seattle, right? He sold the dog. We moved to Seattle. You know that mug found us at 4463 South Morgan?
Said I can smell you, Dennis.
You sold a dog,
In Moses Lake.
and they found you.
The dog
The
came
dog
all the way
found
to
us
the-
in
Oh,
Seattle.
that's a good racket. How many times you do that? I like that. That was going to Burien.
That was a serious trip. It was
Well, no,
like, what
apparently-
the hell?
Apparently some dogs have doggy GPS. Because there's been many stories where people go, yeah, we lost a dog across country. He found his way all the way back through 9 states, and he shows up at the door.
We took a cat to
Yeah.
Mercer Island, and he made it back.
Yeah.
Well, that's because it was a bridge. If you'd have took it to Baby's Island, his ass would have still been there.
Didn't think about it.
Unless he had ferry fare. But
Very friends.
ferry fare.
Oh.
You know, them ferries ain't free. Well, the
I-
green and white ones, I don't know
Well,
what you talking
No,
about.
I'm talking about friends.
Huh?
Friends. I said
Friends.
How many of us have them? Sorry.
Friends.
The ones you can't depend on.
friends.
Friends. I
So-
don't know. But I tell you, it's like, but pet raising has just changed completely, so.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't remember, because now you see all the commercials on TV, and you see people saying, oh yeah, rescue dogs, and that's cool, but I'm not, into that. I'm not a pet owner. But the thing is,
Will you send us $6.99 to help us rescue one next month?
Fuck no.
what happened? What?
So will you send us one $6.99 so we can rescue one for you next month?
No, thank
We'll
you.
keep
Have,
it for
have
you.
y'all ever sent money to any of those commercials asking for any of the African kids? Any of the
No.
dogs have been run over
Yeah.
by semi trucks?
I don't know. A lot of us spent time trying to figure out where the hell can we live for 75 cents a day.
I did the math on that so many times. I was like,
Where
What?
can I go?
I
Where
sent
can I go?
I sent a dog.
You sent $1?
Oh wow, to Sally Struthers.
Was it Sally? I don't know. I sent a dog.
There's a lot. People, are so funny. It's just terrible joke going around. Because when she first started, she was real thin. And then she got
I remember that joke. Yeah.
and she been eating it because she got.
I'm like, hold on.
Okay,
man.
okay. Anyway, people are cruel.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for charities.
But no,
Oh, yeah.
I sent in a raffle ticket for Special Olympics. It was
Really?
$100.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you win?
No, you never win those raffles. Those people. No, that one I didn't. I've won several raffles before, but no, but that was just to donate to Special Olympics.
Yeah, I sent in $2 to prosecute R. Kelly.
The prostitute art.
No,
Prosecute.
Oh, the prosecutor.
I didn't know they had a fund for that.
They did, because some of them girls didn't want to, so
Oh.
they did an anonymous thing, so I did $2.
Oh, okay. Well,
You see, he got convicted.
I know. Obviously, the
He said, "My $2."
$2 wasn't enough.
Nigga, I helped.
If you would like us to add your name to
I want a plaque.
if you would like an R. Kelly,
No, he said I want my name as a producer in the documentary. I helped bring this shit home.
Yeah. I contribute, shoot.
No, but it's rare that you don't see that anymore. I mean, everybody wants to send some money somewhere.
Now I just want everybody to send it to me. Let's
Me
not
too.
beat around the bush.
I think what we should have is you know how you always have National Donut Day and
No.
National Milkshake Day and
No.
National.
Yeah.
We should have National Old Folks Day so that when people walk around, they see people that are old. They just give us money on that day.
Yeah, but what's old?
Wait, what day?
Good question.
What's old?
Good question.
What's old? Why are you pointing at me, nigga?
There you go. That's what's old.
Then we can create that day. What date you want that to be?
Any day is fine. Every day would be better.
Now, see, y'all getting greedy. You get one holiday.
No, you get one.
You get what
You
day?
know what I just started?
Oh wait, maybe I should have.
Anytime
We should
is
have
taco
2 days.
time, and taco time is anytime.
Did you just think of that? By the window.
No, that's what
brother?
I just.
Anytime it's taco time.
And taco time is anytime.
Taco time is also up the street.
And it's also not a good idea for some people to have tacos at 3 in the morning.
Or maybe if you've had 12 joints.
During the day.
12
That's a-
tacos still gonna put you in
Yeah,
the.
They have
but
12
once-
tacos.
Once you start, you know what I'm saying? If you got the real munchies, once you start, that ain't gonna matter because you just gonna, because it's gonna feel so good and taste so good, just keep going.
Is that why
Through
you
12?
would eat 2 or
Yeah.
3 boxes of Screaming Yellow Zonkers at a time?
Yeah, because it felt so good
And
going
the
down.
problem with that
And a
is
banana
what
slurp.
was the problem with eating 2 boxes of Screaming Yellow Zonkers in the old days?
Well, I don't know, outside the fact your jaws get tired from chewing.
Yeah, but they go
I
so
didn't
quick.
chew, I just gum them.
Well, you,
Just wash it down with the Slurpee. Man, you ain't live, nigga. Shit, that's
Ain't
good
live.
stuff.
mm-hmm,
Screaming Yellow Zonkers.
Uh-huh.
Washed down with the Slurpee.
mm-hmm.
That's not
Cherry Slurpee, dude.
Oh, I thought it was
That's not-
banana.
Banana, cherry, don't matter. As long
I
as
remember it
it's
was
fruity.
yellow. Banana
Good
Slurpee.
stuff. You ain't had nothing good
Like
until
when
you had
Slurpees had
that.
good, like when Slurpees had
And y'all
good
that
flavor.
can't have none, didn't have any, you're missing.
Okay. You ain't had anything until you had peanut butter hot sauce. Hot sauce on peanut butter.
Wait,
Peanut
what?
brittle. Peanut brittle.
Hot sauce on your peanut brittle?
Some Tabasco sauce on your peanut brittle.
Interesting. I
What?
put
Now,
that-
how did that even come about?
Well, I guess it's like salted caramel. How'd that come
when,
about?
when you get stoned, things just.
I mean, I'm trying to think of somebody used like brittle, just be like, man, this needs a
This-
kick.
This ain't
Okay.
hot.
Like,
But no, if you check it out nowadays, you can get hot everything. Cause they got hot Funyuns,
True.
they got hot Cheetos,
They do.
all of the
Flame it hot.
different kinds of chips. You have regular, you have barbecue.
Jill
you
asked
got
potato
super hot.
chips. Okay, that's your question. I'll try. I'm going to paint this picture for you.
Hey, that's a pretty good picture.
Thank you.
We haven't painted yet.
You're high,
I am.
and you're watching something, and you say, I want some munchies. You
I want
float
some
around,
munchies.
you look in the cupboard, you open the cupboard, you see the same old shit. You close the cupboard, 3 half-eaten potato chip Cheeto bags with a little clip on them.
Oh yes.
I don't want that. So then you go out, you look in your storage, and oh, there's some peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
So then you bring it back. Damn, that's too sweet. So you look again. Let me put some hot sauce on it.
Trying to balance.
That's how
Yeah.
it comes about.
I get it. Actually, from what you said earlier, you know what, you look, you see the same old stuff. I've been there and be like, all right, I need to create something. out of what I
There
have.
it is.
I've been there many a time. I've never had peanut brittle on standby.
Or-
That's all.
Well, I tell you,
I don't
concoction.
know.
I came up with
That's why I
That-
drink
that
milk
was,
straight, no chaser.
ranch, peanut butter,
Peanut
chip
brittle.
dip.
Oh,
You
Chip, ranch chip dip.
ranch chip dip,
ranch
okay.
chip dip.
some hot sauce,
Yeah.
and some jalapeno cheese.
Oh my.
jalapeno cheese.
Stir
Or you
it up.
heat it up and you
Then
pour
you
it.
heat it up and you pour it on.
And then you dip what in it?
No, don't get him started.
No, I
You know what he's gonna dip
thought
it
he
in,
was
but
making
he's
it
running
dip.
around naked. Don't get him started. Come on, Cliff.
And you dip what?
Oh, that was good, man.
No, but once you pour it on your chips or whatnot, that way you can get the full effect before it cools down.
Hey, is that how you ate? You say get.
Because they got a hole. They got a hole. He
You
just
gotta
takes the
realize
hole.
you just smoked 12 or 13 joints. So you got to serious munchies.
I've never smoked.
Bro, I was about to say,
12 or
I
13.
smoke a lot every day, and I don't know if I've
12
done
or
12 or 13.
Yeah,
Back-
no, I
and
understand.
for real, if you have a Olympian level shit right there.
I was.
Call again.
Hey, I did try out for the Olympics once.
Did you?
Yeah.
Special?
Actually, I think I remember saying that.
Yeah. No, the big smoking team.
What?
The smoking team?
Yeah.
The Smoke Olympics?
Yeah, I did make it because there were those that were stronger than me, but I put in a good try. You know, I did the Thai chick, I did the Sinsemilla.
And which,
No, I did the red dirt
and
shit.
which dimension was this?
That one.
I thought so, because I don't sure.
The one over to the right.
Remember the military face mask?
Oh, yeah.
That's how you.
That's dimension.
And the smoke fills up the eyes.
I got that at Warehouse.
See, this is.
People still have those. I mean, you go on YouTube,
No,
smoking videos, they
got
get them
the
gas
gas
masks.
masks.
And
Yeah.
boy, I saw one boy do it. He was, boy peeled that mask and threw up everywhere. And I was like,
Oh, God.
Remember that big old
The horn.
horn?
Yeah.
Black horn.
Remember the horn?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
And did you just
you could
fill?
make noise with it,
Yeah.
but also if you like put a charge down through it, and then you could just watch it fill up the bowl of the horn,
mhm.
and then somebody would
Just
ingest
stick their
that.
face in it. Just.
And the gas
Your
mask
whole
was cool
face.
because you could just watch the whole thing fill up with smoke.
Goodness gracious.
And you knew that when they came out of there. Now that's the time where you're disoriented. Cause you pull that off, you like,
Imagine.
I remember he did it once, and we were over at Jesse's old place on Sturgis.
oh, I
and,
was
and he
possessed.
was going.
I was
We were
possessed.
like, what the hell?
It was some kind of ghost. I was possessed.
But we asked him,
I
okay,
don't
so
like that
what's
paranormal.
going on? And his answer was, I thought I was on Rainier. Oh, driving.
The good thing is you're already sitting down
Mm-hmm.
because somebody, or maybe I'm making this up, said, I need to sit down. You're already sitting down. That's how strong.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You shaking your head, you like I co-sign, or you shaking your head like,
Oh,
yeah,
I was-
motherfucker, you making it up?
Oh,
No,
Or-
that was going on. I remember them. I remember
Or,
them. I remember,
it was probably, or it was
remember
probably
another
him.
time. No, I remember another time when we was there in Jesse's room and his mom's room over here, right? And we think we're sneaking doing something, doing that shit. And my sister was with us, right? Then we went out. We go out to the living room, the TV. We just started cracking up. So we rotate. Folks just be going in, smoking, coming out, cracking up, right? And we thought we was fooling somebody.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and Doris is like, are your kids all right? We're like,
Yeah, the cool thing about
I think that's how, I
Sturgis,
remember that might be how he watched the moon landing.
the alleged moon landing.
there you go.
Well, no, it's alleged now, but at that time we believed it.
Because we was high.
That's what I said. That's how we watched the moon landing.
And it was different too.
That's
It
true.
was different, right? And they made it look so real.
Because it was, and the thing is, I said, man, I should have watched this on like maybe synthetic THC or maybe a hit of acid. That way he'd jump out and he'd jump back in the fucking thing. All kinds of weird things would have been had, and then they could have said yes.
But that's just something like you got to plan it in advance.
I know, I did.
But what's
I knew
that
they was gonna land on the moon. I just didn't plan. It's like the damn thing took off, and what did it take, a day and a half to get?
Something
I have
like
no
that.
idea, right?
Yeah,
so we
something
had
crazy.
we had advance warning because we knew the damn thing took off, so it's gonna
No.
land there.
But I had little brothers and sisters. What's that gonna look like?
Oh, I know.
Okay, I got a train. I got weed.
I
got-
was
I
no,
got
but I
shit here.
was sitting around with Jesse and Jake, Reg. Were you there? Yeah.
The
Him.
drones.
We was all sitting around, and then what's her name? Donna's sister Reggie was going with her. Les.
Oh, yeah, lesser than a man.
Yeah, lesser than a human. But anyway, yeah. And so he was sitting there with her, and that's when what one of Reggie's exes came up, Flora.
Flora.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and so somebody, yeah, blah blah blah, and then Jake, right in the middle, he just stood up and went, bada 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 bada. I see, you know, because that's
Yeah.
the way he was.
But remember the room in the basement at Sturgis?
Yeah.
It was all blacked out, tripped out.
Oh yeah.
One day we were there. I did not know there was another door to that room.
Oh wait.
Somebody came through the other fucking
Oh wait.
door.
That happened on Halloween.
Oh, okay.
No. I was
I'm trying
supposed to be there, but
Oh, that
no.
was you?
No. What happened was it was Halloween. They were listening at a rebroadcast of War of the Worlds.
Okay.
And it's
Yeah,
dark,
that's right.
And it's
That's
dark, and they got the radio on or whatever, some little light. And what was his name? Their landlord,
Right. It wasn't.
the old guy.
No, that wasn't Richard. No, Richard
No,
was
Richard was the twitchy young guy.
Yeah.
No,
War.
I can't think of it. But anyway, he was over in the other side,
Oh,
on his
okay.
side of the basement. And he came through the door at a very crucial
Oh
moment.
my goodness.
And everybody was like,
Yeah.
and you know, it was like, well, where were you? I said, well, I had to do such and such. It was Halloween or whatever the hell, something was going on, but I didn't get there. But
That
what
was
Perot, what was his name? The old guy? Was it Perot? Something like that. I think it was.
Ross Perot.
No, not Ross
No.
Perot. He didn't have no. This guy never carried pie charts around with him. But yeah, he was their landlord, and he opened that door
From the other side.
from the other side while folks was listening to that War of the Worlds,
In
and
the
I was
dark.
like,
Yeah.
and it was dark, so you know. And I said, well, I'm glad I wasn't there because I don't play that paranormal shit as we discussed earlier.
And y'all remember when we went up to that graveyard on
Wait, hold on.
Though
Pause.
refill the one because Joe Willie fell in.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
yeah, the graveyard up there on Queen
On
Anne.
Queen Anne, yeah.
And I'm not sure why we went up there, but I do know that
Something to do.
Well,
there was a purpose to going up there.
hi, young people.
Yeah.
But I know I had Merlita was on my arm. I remember this because I had the coat on. It was like after Halloween, so it was in the fall.
Mhm.
So we get up there and we were walking around. I mean, we go through the little gate they had, and we were walking around, and a piece of paper, but something happened, and something shot up behind one of the gravestones, and everybody just kind of went, "Oh shit!" And this honey, like I said, got my arm. I did a pivot, got out of my coat, and left her ass standing there with it.
Bring my coat. Get my coat off tomorrow. I'm out of here. No, I don't remember.
No, we went. There was a bunch of kids from Franklin, like a lot of the cheerleaders and them folks, and so it was Joe, all of us, Joe, I think Jesse. Anyway, we went to this graveyard that was no longer a graveyard, but it was still like a historical something, I guess. And there was still a few gravestones in there, and most of the graves had been filled back up after they took the coffins out. Well, we're cruising through, and it's dark. It's, you know, because there's trees around, no street lights, even though we're in the city. Wasn't no street lights in the graveyard. And Joe Willie fell right into one of the graves that was empty.
Wow.
And we was walking around saying, "Wah!" What the hell was that? Where's Joe? He down there in the goddamn grave. I'm like, no, I can't.
Hey, so when that happened, did anybody say, "See Joe Woolley"? See Joe Woolley?
See Joe
No.
Willie. I said,
Wah, wah.
See Joe
Joe
Woolley?
Willie. Oh, a regular pun fest. Uh-huh.
I can't help it. I do dad jokes and I ain't got
There
kids.
you go.
Do the math.
You got, you just, you know. That's
That-
probably
that-
why
that
you
was
don't
actually
have
pretty
kids.
good. That was actually
Because
pretty
my
good.
jokes.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Well, now I asked you a question earlier, and you really couldn't answer it, but I'm going to ask you again since you've had time to think now.
Uh-oh.
And you've had time to.
Well, I've had time to think.
You forgot
You
the
think I've
question.
been thinking about that? Go ahead, give it a shot.
What is it? What is it?
Wait, okay. Okay, let me see if I can remember. Were we out there when you asked the question?
Yeah.
Or were we in here?
No.
We're out there.
We were out there.
Okay.
Was Cliff still eating his lunch?
He was always eating his lunch.
I was still
Was he
eating.
on the burger or had he got to the cinnamon
No,
roll
no.
yet?
He had the burger. I had a cinnamon roll.
But he hadn't come
He
out
had
to
the
announce
burger.
he was
I
going to
don't
get
know.
something to eat.
I don't know.
Well, there's your answer. So,
So the answer was I don't know.
yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. What was
The answer to the question, or I was like, wait a minute, which answer?
I am a
Now
street
he's-
philosopher. You kids at home don't
Now
try
he's
it.
confused.
I'm a professional philosopher, so, and a wordsmith.
This looks like a job for regular.
Okay,
man.
so
Regular man.
the,
Yes.
the question was,
What?
do you know what I like?
See?
Oh, so this answer.
Okay.
worked.
I've heard about I don't like, but I've never met I don't like. Now you know I don't like, right? You met him. I've never met I don't like, so
Why not?
I don't know why I don't like. I've never had the opportunity to meet I don't like
Where are you at?
somewhere else.
Not here?
Well, not there.
There's a lot of universes I've jumped through in and out all the time. I can't tell you which one I was in at any given time.
So, is your foot sometimes in one dimension, your right foot, and your left foot in another dimension, and your right arm is still in another dimension? Is there like three-dimensional stuff going
I've
on?
only
No,
been-
it doesn't work exactly that way.
I've been
Okay.
I straddled
You know,
two
you can go
states,
back in
but,
time.
I don't know about straddling the middle.
So you can go back in time, but not with only one universe. You know, you've always heard, like, if you go back in time and kill your grandfather, that you'd be alive.
Would you
or
still
something.
be alive?
Yeah.
Hard to say.
With only one universe, you wouldn't be alive. But with everything you do in a universe, if you jump universes, you don't change the timeline. You just influence the new universe when you jump into it.
So your answer is no.
Sure.
You don't know what I like.
I still don't know. I still
don't
never met I don't like.
Or what I don't like.
What you don't like or what you like? What was the question originally? I thought the question originally was, do you know what I like?
Yeah.
Okay.
What I like?
Do you know what I like?
No, but I know I like it by the bars.
The bars, I know I like it.
Yeah.
Is that successful?
What?
Should I have them shot? Did they get it right?
They who?
For,
I didn't get it right. Nigga, don't you don't.
I had dropped out the conversation.
I made up a new answer.
I had a whole different thing going on.
They weren't relating.
They weren't relating?
No.
Hey, you guys pay attention.
Keys.
We need to shoot this all over again.
Speedy
Hey.
weed.
Huh?
Speedy weed.
Speedy weed.
Yeah.
That's what I used to work for.
Yeah.
See,
Speedy
that's
weed.
all right.
Oh, that's right. You used to run from A to B and B to C. And
Yeah, I used to deliver pot to rec stores and dispensaries.
Did you like, it must not have been very far apart.
From Blaine to Olympia,
Wow.
that whole stretch.
Wow, how long
There's
did it take
pot
you?
stores all over the place.
So how long did it take you?
It depends on where I was going and how many deliveries I had. Sometimes I'd only have 2 deliveries, but one would be in Ferndale and the other would be in Blaine.
Uh-huh.
So that's obviously going to take a couple hours just to get there.
Wow, that's some good walking, Jack.
No, I didn't have to walk. I had a plain white van. It actually looked like them stalkers.
I was about to say, what year was this? That's very suspicious. Just taking this weed up yonder.
Yeah, so I have all kinds. I have invoices and everything, and then the invoices match the product, and then so I go in and then bring it in there, and then sometimes if it was like drinkables, you know, like that shit is heavy, so I get a youngster to come and hey dude, bring this bucket. And then, or edibles, all that stuff, and then all the product. And it would all be listed on invoice. And so I have to stand there and wander around the store and check out all this shit and ask questions. Well, what's about this one? And while they're doing that, and every item on their copy had to match every item on my copy and the product. And they would get it all on computer and get the invoices in there. So I would just, then they said, okay, and they'd either give me a check or a handful of cash, and then I'd fucking go put it in my little bag and throw it back inside there and go make another delivery. Just like delivering anything else, only a lot more regulated.
So you didn't walk to do it, you had to drive.
Yeah. There wasn't a store within walking distance. So I'd come in, I'd park my car, and then I'd grab, let's see, which van was that one? Dolores.
Oh, you named the vans?
They named all the vans.
Now, what would make the difference between Dolores and Bobby?
Well, we didn't have one named Bobby, and Dolores was just an old Chevy
man.
van.
That's a question. You always hear about people naming their cars, and I always hear female names. Does anybody name their cars male names?
I had
Oh.
2 cars named.
Yeah.
I didn't name either one of them, but they were both males. I had a 60 Chevy that my girlfriend at the time named Ferdinand, and then I had a 66 Wildcat Grand Sport, and the first 3 letters of the license plate was OZE, so my roommate decided it had to be called Ozzy. It's the only 2 cars I ever named, I ever had that was named. But I never was a car naming kind of person.
What's your name yours?
Mine, Tommy.
Tommy.
Yeah. With a Y.
I wasn't even thinking about how to spell this. I don't know when you said it. Then I started thinking about it. I was like, that's amazing how you made me just like.
You could spell Tommy several ways, but that wasn't where I was at.
Well, I have a cousin, Tommy. It's IE.
Oh, I know.
I know. I have a friend named Tommy. That's an I.
Yeah, I knew a girl back in the day, and it was and actually, you remember Tony? Tony Price.
Yeah, Tony Price.
And then I knew a girl at Seattle Community. Her name was Tommy, Tomi. So
And she didn't
anyway,
pronounce it Tommy.
no, she pronounced it Tommy
Why not Tommy?
because her parents didn't teach her that was the way to pronounce it.
Well, what did they have to do with it?
Am
I doing a good
Hey,
study?
am
How am I doing?
in the middle of me, he's like, who am I?
He says I'm doing pretty good.
Oh, all right. So wait. Oh yeah, no. Her parents told her how to pronounce it. Then she grew up. So I guess she grew up pronouncing it Tommy, and that's what it was when I met her.
That's not good. No.
But your Tommy, was there 2 M's or 1?
2.
2 M's and a Y.
Yeah.
Like,
Actually, I didn't name my car. My car told me that's what his name is.
See?
So,
Back to the paranormal. Your car talking to you.
yeah.
Well, Carl talked to you. Though.
Paranormal good.
Might not speak clear
Paranormal good pod is what that was.
You know, a talking car is cool, but there's one thing, this is in the old days, you never wanted to hear somebody's car say, you are low on fuel.
Oh boy.
You are low on fuel.
Hey.
Make your car shut up.
We didn't have no, my car didn't never talk to me. I remember those cars that would ding, ding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never had one, but I remember.
Then if you had a ghetto car, all right. I warn you.
I I ain't gonna tell you no
I ain't
more.
gonna tell you no more.
You guys ever had those cars where the gauges would say one thing, but you had that, nah, I know my car.
I know exactly. No, but we did have a car where you had to stick 2 fingers out the window and turn the radio to a certain station in order for it to start.
That was the old black Plymouth.
He owned it. and when we first met the old black and white Plymouth, it only had one door that opened. It was a 2-door. Then, as time went on, it had no doors open. So we would climb in it. We'd park over at the thing. Well, at that time there was a Dags there, and then there was a milk barn behind it. So we would park over at the milk barn and climb out. And then the problem is, you had to have a real adventurous girl if you're gonna pick her up, because she got to crawl through the window in a mini skirt. So.
Did that ever work?
Oh yeah. I mean, it was like, look.
It was a chick mobile.
You need a ride.
You had a car.
It is.
It was like,
Here it is.
move.
Now, if you want to ride bad enough, you're going to get in through the window. We'll help you.
And nobody ever tried to fix the doors?
Ask him.
It
was David Jr.'s car.
Yeah, it was.
He was one of the first ones that had a vehicle in our group. Him and Joe Willie were the first one. He could always get his dad's car.
Yeah, tell me about the car, Dad. Why did you ain't get the door
But
fixed?
why wasn't the door? Yeah.
I have no idea. It escapes me now. But what I do know is that only happened after a while, because the thing that sticks out most about that car is there was these 2 ladies that went to Queen Anne High School up on top of Queen Anne Hill. Okay.
That's where they kept it. Yeah.
And this one particular lady, whenever she even thought about getting that car would mess up. It would not start.
But only with her?
Only with her.
Oh, no.
But those times that he's talking about,
Right.
she was there.
But yeah,
Amen.
the doors didn't open, but that didn't stop us.
I feel. See, and then you kind of
We
passed that down
we
when
had-
you gave me the van
Yeah.
and the sliding door fell off.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, I guess I'm gonna hold it until I can put it back on.
Like it came all the way off?
Yeah, I just
Off the
went.
track and shit?
I went to open it and I pulled it, and I guess I did it too
kept
hard.
going.
It was just old, and it
kept going.
slid, and then it kept sliding till it fell. And I don't know what it was. I guess I
The stop.
subconsciously felt it because I did it, and I was like, something's about to go wrong. So I had my hand on it as it fell, so I was able to not crush it. But I was like, huh. And I was by myself, so I had to, pick the whole door up and try to find the track and put it back on.
Yeah, now that was an interesting vehicle, because bought a house up at Rolling Hills, and that van came with the house.
Oh wow. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So
Ain't nothing wrong with
Van
that.
came with the house.
Yeah, all the interesting stuff happened in his cars. Yeah.
All right, let's hit one more thing and then we can go ahead and wrap it up. Okay. Who is the most famous person y'all have ever met? And I'm talking, conversation. Now, Cliff, I'm sure you got before, but most famous person y'all ever met.
The most famous person I ever met.
And that's y'all were younger
No,
and there was
no.
famous people and that
No,
was
no,
the
I
biggest
just
thing?
I got a chance to shake Muhammad Ali's hand. That's the most famous
There you
person
go.
Wow,
on the face of the planet at the time.
that's deep.
And the weird part is, talk about some strange happenings. I'm coming from New Orleans. We'd gone down to visit New Orleans one summer. Coming back from New Orleans, and the plane, something happened, and they had to put me on another airline. So my airline was supposed to connect in Houston with Continental. That's what it was, Continental. And then they ended up putting me on Delta, so my connect was in San Francisco. So I'm walking through the San Francisco airport, Well, actually, you're not walking because they have the moving stairway, so you just kind of stand there. And so I was like, oh, I got layover time, so I'm going to go find something to eat. So, you know, they got these little bistro, little hideaway cafes in all the airports, right? So I go in, I said, oh, this one here. So I'm sitting there, I'm walking, and then sitting there, I looked over and I said, damn, that is one beautiful woman. And that man with her is ginormous, right? Because he was sitting with his back to me, and it was his wife, Portia. She had a whiteout. She was absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, so I get up on the thing, and I'm going through with the tray and everything. Say, well, you got this, and it costs this much, blah, 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 cashier. And I look over, and that huge man was Muhammad Ali.
Wow.
And I'm like, fuck, I'm not even supposed to be in San Francisco. Look what God do, you know, because I all up with when he supposed to be there. So I said, oh, damn, how you doing? He's like, oh, surprising me at that big old smile. Gigantic fucking, I got a huge hands for a little person. They just engulf my shit. And I was like, it's such a pleasure to meet you. He said, oh yeah, you know. And then I went over and sat way over in the corner because we were the only ones there. Him, her, and me. They were there by themselves. I went all the way over in the corner and sat down, and I went, damn, I just shook the hand and knocked out Sonny Liston. But you know, that was just that chance meeting. But yeah, I mean, I sat down with other folks. But
All right, Gary, what about you, man?
Wow. I gotta get out more. I'm gonna say, because I can't think of Maceo Parker
oh yeah,
and his concert. Our boy Lou. It's too bad Lou can't be a part of this experience. But anyway, it is what it is.
Yeah.
We were at his concert. I took Lou on his birthday to see Maceo, and we had a table right out front.
Mm-hmm.
And we were interacting with Maceo, having a good conversation with Maceo.
Maceo, yeah, Fred was here.
Now, just so I put Maceo, that dude, he was in James Brown band,
James
right?
Brown, yeah.
Saxophonist, right?
Yeah.
Wait, was he
And with Prince.
No, he was the sax player.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He
because
played
Fred
much-
Wesley's here was just at Jazz Alley. He was the trombone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I know who that is, but let me just make sure. All right, Pop, what about you?
Well, probably the most famous was the one you know about is Jackie Jackson.
Oh yeah.
And he and I hung out. I mean, it was 10, 15 minutes maybe. It's just like I knew the brother. I known him, like I knew him, and we were just going, kicking it back and just kicking it, just like you and I. So it was kind of crazy. But
Hung out long enough to catch a cold, was it?
I also met Ben Vereen
Oh wow, yeah.
and Chicken George.
I was gonna ask any of, I hate to say this, but older, but you know, like when you guys were younger, like stars
Right.
that nobody may even be like, who? But y'all be like, yo, they was big back in the day.
Ben
You tripping?
Vereen, he was big on Broadway, and
Right.
then he was
Jesus Christ Superstar.
yeah, and then he was Chicken George and Roots.
Yeah. So anybody see Judas? I mean, this is crazy. Judas and the Black Messiah, the movie.
I didn't see it. I remember.
Just-
Yeah,
that's
that was the
with,
one about the Black Panther.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the old boy from Atlanta? Can't think of his name. And he was in Get Out as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good actor. I like him.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name, but yeah. And ain't Daniel Kaluuya in that too?
Yeah, I think so. And what's his name? Jesse Clements, I think, from Friday Night Lights.
So how did you and Jackie Jackson hook up? Man, you got to expand upon that.
Well, we actually went. The Jacksons were at Snoqualmie
Yeah, you saw the
Snoqualmie
picture.
Casino. And,
Yeah, but
what
hanging out.
happened was
They got to go backstage.
They had to be
Kicking.
yeah.
So afterwards, went back and meet greet, and it was interesting because, you know, they supposed to meet and greet everybody. He and I just kind of like this, like, yeah, man, This is crazy, huh? Yeah. Well, I was thinking about coming up and saying the Seahawks. What do you think about that? Well, blah 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 blah. I mean, it was real just.
And I'll tell you
Like
from
real people.
from the outside looking, we had this long line, and they were there. A couple of them didn't want to be there. Jackie, yeah, Marlon seemed to be the only one that wanted to be there out of them. But they put their smiles on, and in this line, kind of how we were standing. Like you said, Jackie was kind of off to the side in the dead time of people moving and doing all this stuff. And so they were kind of chatting off and on while that. And then when we got up there, it seemed like we were up taking a picture for like 5 minutes, which really a picture should be snapped. But it seemed, because I talked to Marlon, I tried to talk to Tito, he wasn't having it. So I talked to Marlon for a while, and Dad talked to Jackie, and we just kind of stood there. Nobody told us to leave, so we just kept talking. So.
Sounds good.
Well, but in the picture, obviously it wasn't like a rushed up cell phone picture. That was a nice.
No,
the
yeah,
lighting
see,
and everything was.
Right.
that's the crazy thing is they have the casino photographer. They're like, no cell phones. We'll take the pictures and then you can buy them and we'll send them to you. They took the picture and then after that we were just standing there talking and nobody said, all right, move along, go.
Yeah, right.
Now that's cool.
Yeah, shoot.
Who's the wackiest entertainer you ever went to see?
Lenny Williams.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, Lenny Williams, Tower Power.
Mhm.
I was there at the Fresh Air when they started doing So Very Hard to Go, I think, and I guess he had quit the band that night.
Wow.
And he came back on stage and grabbed the mic and he said something like, "Shut up! Give me the microphone. I'm Lenny Williams."
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, we used to see them all the time in the Fresh Air.
But he was definitely I think the best vocalist they had.
Well, that's just the most different person that nobody would have believed you went to see them. Well, I'll give you an example.
Emo.
For me, it was Gallagher.
Oh yeah.
I worked with him.
You know, Gallagher at.
Yeah. Well, his brother, Gallagher was Leo, the original, and he had a Vegas thing, so he gave his traveling thing to his brother, who really damn near looked identical. But
Okay, now that's a backstory.
and it was Gallagher 2. It was Gallagher and the little 2 in the thing, and he went on. He went around the country doing Gallagher's act, while Leo did his act in Vegas.
Wow.
Yeah, Dave
Wow.
Chappelle talked about that when he did, because he did a sketch. He did Black Gallagher during the Chappelle show,
Yeah.
and he talks about that. Yeah.
He and then they ended up with some kind of litigation and shit, but it was crazy. But yeah, he wore the same outfit. He had his hair long, little mustache. He looked exactly like a young Gallagher.
Wow.
And his name, I think, might have been Bob. But
Now here's the question.
Leo is the one that, because remember he had them giant sets, that big giant couch. Well, you can't travel with that shit,
Right.
you know. So that was all set in Vegas, and the traveling show was his brother. I don't know what kind of, if it was a percentage of money. I don't know if that's what they was talking about with the litigation.
Had no idea.
But I worked with him at Giggles
Okay.
in Seattle.
Well, let me ask you this, Gary. Did you enjoy the show? Because from what I recall, which I don't know a lot because I never actually seen the show, but it was a very weird show.
You
Did you like enjoy it?
You didn't want to sit in the front row.
No, you front 3 rows.
You
as
don't
I
want to
recall.
sit anywhere near the stage. Oh, that left guy's going to work finally.
I guess, did I enjoy it? I kind of wasn't sure what to expect, so it took me a while to warm up to it. But then when they started handing out this big roll of plastic wrap,
Right,
and people were covering themselves.
right.
I
Some
guess-
people came with ponchos on, and
Ponchos.
or garbage bag, cut out a garbage bag and put it over here because they knew what was up.
Now, I thought that was weird. I
And then
thought that
yeah.
was very weird.
And then the whole stage, like they had put plastic on the whole stage. I think Terry was running Giggles, and Terry had all around the back and all over the floor. It
that's
was
right.
just, and then the people,
You ain't finna mess up my stuff.
the people was in the front row, front several rows. They had plastic, like they would just have this thing where it'd be a roll and they just all take some and hold it and stuff, you know. They weren't cutting it up and everybody got their own individual piece of plastic. But he would come out there and smash shit and
Hey,
tell
I always
jokes.
had a question about, since you've been to the show and you worked in, smashing the fruit. How does it go out into the audience? Like smashing it with what? What am I missing here?
He had a mallet that was about this big around,
Okay.
about that big, on the stick.
And so when he hit the fruit, it
he
literally
would
just exploded.
smash- and he had a little table. And when he hit that table, the fruit would go in all, including back at him.
Yeah.
I mean, you smash something, it just went in all directions. And he would, obviously go hit it a little from behind, so most of it went out there, but it went everywhere. That's what I said. They had plastic all over the
Yeah.
stage area at Giggles. And so people would come in, and he did,
Can you close the door?
well, at least the first show always was, but he did a kind of pretty much family-friendly show because kids could come to the early shows. The shows were at like 8:30 and 10:30 or something like that. So all the early shows were well, family, I mean, under 21.
Kind of like the shows you used to do.
When, where?
I remember when the kids used to go see you.
Oh yeah, there are a lot. The way the laws are in this state, you can have kids in areas that you're going to serve alcohol in later until 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that first show started at 8. It'd be over by 8:30. Or excuse me, 9 o'clock. 9:30 at the latest. So 9 o'clock, and then all the kids had to go, and But yeah, there was a few shows that were early enough for kids to be allowed in and stuff, because some venues had the restaurant and the lounge in the same space, but then they'd have a line, and the kids would have to stay back behind that line, and then, but liquor control board at the time, they had all kinds of weird rules like that.
Well, you can't have weed now.
Huh? What? It's the cannabis board. They control that too. That's why.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And it's weird too because they changed their name, but they didn't have to change their logo. Because the Washington State Liquor Control Board became Washington State Liquor Cannabis Board.
So I wonder
you're
how
right.
long it's going to be before you can go to a club and say either, well, let me instead of or in place of a cocktail, say, let me get a gram of that the Thai stick.
Mm-mm.
At a
You can't-
club?
No,
Yeah.
because you can't smoke inside anywhere in the country practically. So no.
You can smoke inside
Yeah.
here. Yeah, right here.
Right here.
That's
Well,
the studios.
all of the clubs, and in actuality, mostly all the buildings, public buildings, and you can't smoke anywhere. After a while, you're going to be able to. You have to go off the planet to
That's
smoke.
changing because my dude is coming back in power, and all of you politically correct people can go to hell because we're gonna smoke indoors.
Mhm.
We
Okay.
gonna grab people by the whatever.
Okay, who's your dude?
I'm about to
Who's your
say,
dude?
you're not setting this joke up to end well because it started with my dude.
My dude. Who's your dude?
Right.
Who's your dude?
Despicable?
Yeah.
That's your dude?
Yeah.
Despicable He.
Yeah. Mr. T.
Okay, that's your dude, and well, you're in good company. You're out there with Ice Cube, and
Kanye.
well, can we count Kanye because Kanye's is he in reality or is he?
See, but the
Well,
thing
no,
about
no.
Kanye is he got a lot of money, and people who tend to have a lot of money don't tend to be in the same reality anyway.
True.
Exactly. Ice Cube got a lot of money. Ice Cube got a lot of
He
money.
does.
Don.
You know. Who? What?
Don.
Don the King.
Oh, well, yeah, but he's been, you know, we talked about Barbershop Republican. He's been that way. Don, what do you do in America when you don't understand something? You always follow the money. When something doesn't make sense, Don King's been following the money ever since.
I don't like
he was
Don King since he did Mike Tyson Grease. Hey, whatever happened to Robin Givens? She still alive?
Yeah, she married to Mike Tyson, isn't she?
No, that did
Not still.
That didn't.
What year and dimension are you in right now?
that didn't quite work out.
Well, she married to somebody Christian. Oh, Mike's not a Christian? Okay.
Nah, he
That didn't work out.
She's making Christian movies.
Her and her mom.
She's whack. I don't like her.
Her and her mom was living with Mike.
I need her and Don King to pay Mike Tyson $100 million. That's what I want. I'm tired.
Well, yeah.
So you think
Mike's
anybody
movie's coming out.
It
next
is.
time Mike Tyson's on the plane, you think anybody's going to ask him too many questions again?
Yes, because there's clout chasers. There's people that want that attention.
And
Dumbasses.
the thing is, that guy right now probably went home, didn't even go home after they treated him. He probably went, man, I just got beat up by Mike
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
He
happened.
probably
know,
on YouTube.
I mean,
see,
that's what I'm saying.
Stitches,
That's what I'm
Stitches,
saying.
bitches. Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson. Yeah. You know, it's like, man, because I don't know. I guess that's one way to get a little piece of celebrity. I guess.
And I want to know how hard this nigga got to hit you for you to be bleeding, but not out of places you'd figure. Not out the corner of your eye, not out your nose, not out your mouth. He was bleeding out of his forehead.
Yeah.
You know how hard he had
Hey,
it.
I guess that touches blood ain't stupid. I'm getting out of here before he touches me.
Oh my goodness.
But I
Blood said,
why
I'm
would
getting the
anybody want to mess with Mike anyway? Like you were saying, it's like, damn,
Because
you gotta have that. I don't want publicity that bad.
Tell you. Tony Baker said it best. He said, you can say what you want about Mike Tyson. He squandered millions. He tossed for the list. He was in the hangover. He broke his back on a hoverboard. He said, but at the end of the day, he can still punch your internal organs into another dimension.
There we go. Another see, there's another dimension.
He said, I'd rather go bare knuckle with a lawnmower than Mike Tyson.
Like when Tyson said, everybody's brave till you get hit.
Everybody got a plan until you get hit in the mouth.
Right. You get hit in the
Michael
mouth.
Spinks is probably one of the most intelligent human beings
Who was
around.
that?
Michael Spinks. Because I showed him with that, all that money coming in, all the folks going to see that fight. Bring round one, Mike Tyson said, Michael Spinks said, bam,
All right,
1 million, 2 million, 3 million.
I was like, what was I watching some Adrian Broner, and they was, talking to him, I think I'm sure he had lost, and he was like, yeah, but y'all not understanding. I came into this bitch with $13, and I'm leaving with 13 million. So talk about what you want to. He was like, whatever. I got beat up. Okay.
As long as you don't have carry with you forever pain. That's the kind of pain I don't want to have.
Yeah, well, hey, a knockout might
But you
not
know,
be that.
but you know what?
No,
Speaking of women that are just like bad, Robin Givens is bad.
Yeah. Wait. What kind of bad we talking about?
Well,
I'm in.
Mike Tyson got his butt beat by a bum behind her.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well,
So
hey,
that's
I don't know if that was all her because
He
I
definitely-
believe that was the same fight that he said him and Bobby Brown was partying all night. And he said Bobby Brown. Well, okay, actually, I think it was an interview they were talking, and Bobby said, "Oh, I told him you gotta fight tomorrow. You need some sleep." And Mike said, "Bitch, you ain't tell me that. Shut up. We was partying doing drugs." And he was like, "No, I told you that, and you said I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing." He was like, "Oh yeah, I probably did say that." And the next day, he got his ass whooped. He was like, "Don't blame me. I'm trying to tell you to go to bed, nigga." But,
oh, well.
What did
Anyway.
you just start with? Because I went over.
Robin Givens is a bad.
Oh, okay, right.
And then he said, how do you mean bad? Like,
Cause I didn't know if you
bad,
look good
right.
like bad.
She's a very bad lady, Which bad did you mean? That's the question.
So when Mike,
Did he ever answer that?
No, but I don't assume he meant the good bad.
No.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, she got him bedeviled to where he wasn't doing what he should have been doing.
Oh.
And I think she had a lot to do with that.
She definitely had a lot to do with
yeah.
it, but you know, once Customato died, and you know he started losing people that cared,
yeah,
they just want the money.
because I mean, part of what made Mike Tyson was his fury and his instability. So once they tried to calm him down, you know,
That just set him off.
that affected his rage.
And yet,
That's
because
him
for
up.
his home life before all that, you know, he was making money, but he wasn't living lavishly. He was still, because Cuss was still alive. He had a home, stable. I work
Right.
out, I eat,
Cars.
fight,
He had a
work
couple- he had
out,
a couple
eat.
rides, and that's all he
Boy,
did.
but once he died, he was like, all right, fight. They said the
Ah,
workout started going down, down, down.
Yeah.
And the party,
Head movement started getting slow.
Going up, up, up.
Yeah.
'Cause I was watching. They just had Mike Tyson versus Larry Holmes on. I was watching part of that last night.
So what do you think his inspiration was behind, I'm gonna bite you on the ear if you hit me again?
You got me there. You know.
You got anything?
He
Any
might-
thoughts about that?
I don't know.
No,
I-
but
I-
I think, again, he was interchanneling, what's her name, and he thought it was the vampire.
Okay, well, I'll say this because I actually recently rewatched that fight.
Yeah.
I'll say this. He was saying to the ref, "Yo, he keeps headbutting me." He said it a couple times,
Yeah, he did.
and I think he said that's kind of what it was, and I saw it, and I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
because that cut was not a punch cut that he had
No.
above his eye. He
Oh,
got
no.
headbutted a couple times.
But didn't he bite him twice?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He bit him once, and then the second time he actually took part of
yeah,
the ear with.
yeah. I don't
But
know.
he bit him once.
So the second one was the bite and chew. The first one was
Just to,
That was a warning bite. Stop
warning
it.
bite. Warning bite.
warning bite.
But the second one was the
Just to
bite
show
and
you I'm serious, you know.
But the second one was bite and chew.
chew. Yeah, okay.
And spit out of it. And did you know? Remember he had Mike Tyson gummy ears.
I was just thinking about that. They had to take them off the shelves because in China or something because you can't it's against the law to look like you're eating a body part.
Yeah.
But it was a gummy in the shape of his ear with a chunk missing. They was like, nope, too much like a body part.
You didn't
We
know-
ban it.
You didn't know they had Mike. That he had put that out. But,
I feel like they was called like Mike Bites or something. I don't know.
yeah.
So it's against the law to make it look like you're eating a body part.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I think it was like China or something.
Right.
Those wacky Chinese.
Oh yeah, it's gotta be.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap it up, guys.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
Yes, please don't expand on that.
No.
okay. We gotta go. The shop is closing.
Yeah, the shop is closing. Hey, thanks for dropping by with conversation with these old black dudes. You know what I'm saying? Have a good week. And
We'll be
did you have a
back.
question you wanted to talk?
Yeah, do we want to leave them with the question of the week to ponder?
Oh yeah. Okay. What is it?
Well, you go first while I'm working on mine.
I was.
Do you have one?
Okay, you go first while I'm working on mine. He's working on his.
Okay, but the question I want you to ponder for next time is 7 Up.
Oh, that was so funny to me. I'm sorry.
That's a good question.
I don't know.
You've been saving that? That was good.
Oh, see, that's the thing. That's why I said him, because he's.
Oh.
That's what. See, we have to ponder that shit.
Yeah.
That's on the top of his head at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good one, Pop.
That was.
But that's legit now. Now I'm wondering,
I
huh?
don't know. Now you gotta.
And if 7's up, what's 8?
Mm. Or if 7's up, what's down?
Or what's up with 7? Is
Boom.
that different?
Might have just made a
I
fact.
don't know. It's like it's going pop.
I don't know. Well, hopefully everybody at home is thinking about that, and we'll answer it ourselves next week. Or next episode, because we might not be back next week. It all depends on scheduling.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
are you still pondering or?
Okay.
Ponder's closed now.
The older I
that was
get-
my favorite store.
The more I discover the faster I forget.
What happened?
Okay. He forgot.
Yeah, I forgot.
Oh, it's
Sorry.
weird.
If
So-
any of you remember what I was going to ask,
Put it in the comments below.
contact the producer and let him know so I can get back to you on next one.
And,
Peace or not.
And you know what? We out of here. On that note, Cliff Barnes, Gary Green,
Peace.
Dave Dudley. Peace.
Stay hydrated. Be well.